In lesson 7.4, we will be looking at how we can predict actions of a larger sample group by using the experimental probability of the smaller group by setting up a proportion. So, using your prior knowledge, what do you think the difference is between theoretical probability and experimental probability? Well, let's take a look at both. In theoretical probability, you are expected for that particular event to happen, but it isn't always what actually happens. So it is based upon the number of favorable outcomes over the total number of possible outcomes. Contrastly, experimental probability is what actually happens when you try it out through an experiment or through experience. So, for example, experimental probability is the probability of an event happening is the number of times an event actually occurred to the total number of trials. Here's an example. A passenger train has tickets available for 12 window seats and 8 aisle seats. The next person to buy a ticket will be randomly assigned to one of those seats. What is the probability that the next person will be assigned to an aisle seat? So, because these two situations, having a window seat or the aisle seats open, it is an experimental probability. So, if we add both of those types of seats up, we know that there are 20 total seats. So if I was to randomly assign one of those seats, there are 8 aisle seats available to choose from out of 20 possible seats to choose from. When we reduce this reduces to 2 out of 5. So there is a 2/5 probability that the next person will be assigned to an aisle seat. Let's take a look at another example. How can we use probability to make predictions? Here is another example of an experimental probability. 42 out of 50 students surveyed in Julie's school said that they planned to go to college. If there were 600 students in Julie's school, how many do you predict will plan to go to college? This is going to be based off of the survey that was conducted. So let's use probability in order to figure this out. We will set up a proportion. So we will compare the number of students who said they would attend college to the total number of students that were surveyed. There are 42 students who stated they planned to go to college out of the 50 total that was surveyed. So the total number of students in Julie's school is 600. Therefore, because total is in the denominator, we will put the total number of students in Julie's school in the denominator as well. So, X, the prediction of students who will go to college, will go in the numerator. When we cross multiply, we get 50x is equal to 25,200. And then when we solve for x, we would divide by 50 on both sides to get 504. Therefore, there are 504 students who plan to go to college.